In this video, and my name is Donna for those of you who don't know me, and I'm a remote nurse, ASN, started at 60, live in Texas. I take care of patients all over the US. It is wonderful. And I'm sharing information with nurses who are also interested in remote nursing. Now, as I'm doing these videos, I like to share different statistics, different information that I've been uh, finding out along the way that I found interesting. So today, I just want to let you know that according to the rise of telehealth, that's what this article is called, it said that 67% of patients find telehealth visits as good or as better than in-person visits. And so that's important to know because a lot of times nurses are thinking that telehealth or remote nursing is just a fad and that, it's going to eventually go away. That is not true. It's actually the total opposite. It is increasing more and more and more. Now, the problem with us as nurses is that we're not actually up to date with this, with remote nursing, with technology. Now, we see technology everywhere. We see everything is moving faster, but guess what's been moving very slow? Healthcare. And so we've been behind. And so when I, found out this information, and I thank God I did, I started doing research more and more about remote nursing. And so what you need to know is that every nurse, if she has a nursing license, whether it's an RN, LVN, nurse practitioner, if you have a nursing license and you have at least 2 years of experience, you're qualified for a remote nursing position. And that sounds good until you think about it. When most nurses, there's so many that are going to qualify on that same level with you. And so that's the problem when you start applying for these remote nursing jobs and you're not getting any calls back. Because that is what nurses ask me. They're like, I've been applying and I'm not even getting an interview. Well, the reason is because you're going to have to put yourself out, put yourself to stand out at the top. How do you do that? And so real quick, I'm going to tell you. You need to know more than the average nurse does. The average nurse knows nothing about remote nursing. And so if they get called, if you get called and you show up like most nurses do and how I did at first, you don't have anything really to contribute to the interview because you don't know anything about remote nursing. And so I'm going to go over this job real quick. This is one of the top remote positions that are advertised for, and that's a case manager RN. And so for this position, it's saying it's 100% remote. They have to live in a Mountain Standard Time or Pacific Standard Time zone, which again, that's a lot of nurses. It said be able to work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, okay. And then it says the RN case manager is responsible for telephonically and or face-to-face assessing, planning, implementing. What they're saying is either it's going to be on the phone or it could be a virtual where you see the patient sees you. Now, when we get to the actual job duties, there's several things here, but I'm just going to go over the first one. It says collaborate and develops a proactive course of action to address issues presented to enhance the short and long-term outcomes as well as opportunities to enhance a mentor overall wellness through integration. Now, as a nurse, if you are going to explain yourself and how you would be a good candidate, you gotta kind of know what this means and what they're asking for. And so I'm gonna make it real simple for you. They want the nurse to be able to make some proactive moves depending on the patient. Let's say the patient is over 65. Let's say they were in the hospital because they had a fall. And so the nurse would need to look at what was the cause of the fall, what are the contributing factors at home, does she have enough, does she have enough support at home, does she need home help, does she need to move with her daughter, maybe she doesn't have any family. So I mean, the nurse has to really look at all the factors that that contributed to this fall and address those factors. The immediate ones, like if she needs physical therapy because of the fall, and then the long-term factors, like if she doesn't have enough support, then what do? You would talk to her and say, it looks like you're having a hard time living by yourself, and what do you think about having some help? And so the nurse would have to make make an assessment, gather information, talk to the patient as well, find out what does she want to do, what are her options, and help her come up with a plan. And that's what the company that is hiring, that's what they want to hear, is that you understand what this means. You understand what this part of the role is, and that's just one of I think it's 5 on here. And so if you want more information, if you want to learn how to prepare yourself to be a remote nurse and do some research, and so that you can be ahead of everybody else, be on point, be ready, then email me at nursesworkfromhome@gmail.com. It works. This is what I did. It's working for me, and it'll work for you.